Okay. Okay, this is an impromptu video. I'm not really prepared, but we're gonna go ahead and go. I think I think my camera's not quite tweaked correctly, and I didn't really think about what I was gonna say, but I had a few moments here and I wanted to jump on because I'd planned on streaming some more Tinkercad tonight, and I didn't really get a chance to. But I wanted to give everybody a quick update on the Maker coin that I had designed, and uh, like with everything, I just wanted to kind of be like transparent with everything because it seems to be helpful. There's a battle for first here. Uh, I think like with a lot of the YouTubers I like to watch, like complete transparency like helps when you're dealing with things yourself, because it just gives you some insight into like some of the problems you run into and like how to deal with it. So this is going to be a very brief stream, probably 15 minutes or less. But I wanted to update everybody on what was happening with my Maker coin because, like I said, I was going to print one overnight, and I did. I actually printed several, and I'll grab my failed prints over here. As you can see, I guess we'll just go through these, and I'll talk about what happened exactly. The first print I had here, because there were some areas in the file I had concerns about, and we have autofocus on, so everybody cross your fingers. This was the first one I tried to print, and you see this is the top. And this one actually broke loose from the bed, which kind of shocked me with PLA. I've never really had that happen before, unless it was like a tiny file. But if you can see here, uh, the N was touching the base, and a little bit of the perimeter was, and then the honeycomb, you can see, is really ugly because it was kind of printing in midair. And normally, normally the printer would successfully print bridges like that, but the actual design of these is like say we have a circle here and it was printing one of the honeycombs. It was basically printing like a little circle out into nothing, and it was causing problems. So this print ended up not only failing and being kind of ugly on the bottom, but it broke loose from the bed, which again kind of shocked me. And yeah, this one was sliced and simplify. Uh, to you guys asking, and this file is on my public Tinkercad profile, but I would not recommend you print one yet. We still need to finish tweaking this file. So I printed this. It didn't turn out that great. I went back into Tinkercad really quick, and like I said, the honeycomb was kind of elevated off the bed on this one on the bottom. I went back and did some quick tweaks, and if you can see on this one, the honeycomb pattern covers the entire bottom. You know what I mean? Like the honeycomb makes contact with the entire bed surface, and you can see it's kind of ugly. Like if you can see up there on the top, you have this like remnant of the honeycomb pattern in the general curve of this outer ring, and not that great. But I let this print finish, and you can see, like normal, the sides are very nice. The sides turned out great, but the top, if you go back and take a look at the video of me designing this in Tinkercad, yeah, Andre's clarifying. He asked if I could slice it and send a file after that. I am willing to do that, but like I said, we want to fix our file first. I want to get this like get it to a point where it'll actually be a nice print once it's done. But anyway, if you remember when I did this file, I was trying to add like some subtle details, and one of the things I did was put a gentle curve. I know you can't really see it all that well, but there's a gentle curve on the top of the N. It's not actually like flat. And that actually causes some problems. If you can kind of imagine, like say we have Lego blocks, right? And we're trying to make like a smooth curve on the top of something we're making out of Legos with square blocks. We're going to get like I don't know if it's the right word, but like aliasing, where we're not actually creating like a smooth thing. We're like building it out of chunks and like stacking it up. And we get some kind of artifacts in our print. And if you can see in this, I know it's a little hard to see, but it's kind of ugly. Like you can see the stepping because this is at 200 microns and it's trying to build this nice smooth curve, but it doesn't really have like a fine enough resolution to make it really smooth. So we're just in some like weird middle ground where it doesn't end up looking that great. And you can also see the same thing on the inner part of the ring. It's got like some kind of ugly stepping, and the same thing with the honeycomb pattern, right? I'm sorry if that's not focusing. It's autofocus. So, uh, like someone mentioned, it looks like the honeycomb is warped too. The honeycomb is actually not warped. It has that same stepping artifact because the honeycomb is not flat. I curved the honeycomb down a little bit and the end up a little bit, and it kind of isn't producing the results I would like, right? So, what I did was just to do some further tests. So I have this coin, which is, I don't know, about 2 inches across. And you also notice on this initial coin, the end was solid. And I thought that was a little bit plain. So I went back in, and it was actually more of a pain in the ass to do than I thought it would be. But I made the end hollow, which I do like better. I do like that better. I think it's a little bit nicer. So what I did was I did two things. I wanted to just push this file a little bit more before I go back and fundamentally change some of the design features. And I printed this at 200% at 100 microns, which is 0.1 millimeter. And like Ryan in chat said, printing it at 0.1 will improve it, but it still has those artifacts, and I don't really like it because it kind of gives people the impression that the printer isn't printing all that nicely, and it actually is. It's kind of the file that's causing the problems. But so here is this coin at 200%, and I'll try to get it to focus. And you can see we just kind of have the same thing. It's most evident in these diagonal pieces because that's where like the arc of the curve is. And I know it's not translating all that well. You can kind of see it there. But in person, it's just got like this jagged steppiness. And it's to be expected. It's not the printer doing anything wrong or the some shortcoming of the printer. It's just kind of an inherent quality of the way these machines are going to print. And you're going to run into this with anything that you try to do like this. So I had actually planned on addressing some of these issues on the file tonight, but I just kind of ran out of time, and my wife and daughter are going to be home here in about 10 minutes, so I don't even have that much time here. So, like I said, this is going to be a very brief stream, but I just wanted to give you guys some updates on what is happening exactly. There's also some other issues. Again, hopefully the camera will work with me. If you can see, there's kind of a focus for me. Come on, there we go. There's kind of like a lumpiness on the edges of the coin that we used, and this is like the file that I got off of Thingiverse, and it kind of, I guess they were going for like kind of an organic thing, and then you can see that super smooth, shiny, rounded part is the piece we added that was just like a straight geometric shape. So I want those outside edges to look like that inside edge, because that inside edge you can see is damn near perfect. And then we've got like a weird lumpiness on those outer parts. So I want to fix that, which means we're probably going to end up making our own. Like, I'm just going to fabricate it from the ground up. I'm instead of using somebody else's thing as a shape or as a base, I'm just going to make my own completely. No, Caleb asked if maybe the slicer caused these lumps. No, these lumps are in the file, and it's not something that we can really expect our slicing software to repair. The slicing software did repair the manifold errors we have, but as far as like actually smoothing the model, that isn't really something that a slicer should be expected to do. And there's some other oddities. Again, just because the base shape we used, if you look up here, you can see there's that little indent in the outer ring. That again is in the file. It's just like an inconsistency in the geometric shape. Like Ryan in chat said, it's the mesh itself. It's not really something we should be expecting our slicer to fix. And in addition to the inner part of that ring here, we still have the stepping artifact, but there's also just like a general ugliness at the very peak of that. And it's the whole way around. And again, it's the mesh. We need a better mesh to work with. And I think what we need to do is just kind of try to accommodate the expected outcome of what our printer is going to give us with our file. And I think it's just going to be some simple changes, like the honeycomb in the middle. We're going to have to make it flat, and it'll look much nicer. Same with the N. We're going to flatten the N, which will make it look very nice with the finished product. And then all of these other curves, we're going to have to make sure that we have a nice, smooth, organic mesh, or I guess it won't be like organic, but a nice, like geometric uh, shape that'll print like and give us that nice, perfect, shiny finished product like those inner rings do. I mean, like, look how nice that looks. And when we have a printer that can print this quality of stuff, there's really no reason to tolerate a file that has like this lumpy ugliness to it. So I don't know when I'm gonna have the time to stream that, because I do want to do the whole thing on stream again, because I think it's useful for people to see the entire process instead of like me just talking about what I did and then kind of like showing you the results. Because if you're like me, this is all kind of new. I'm not new to CAD, but a lot of people like to use Tinkercad because it's convenient. Even if you're like at work on your lunch break or you're on vacation and you just have like access to a computer on the internet or something, you can jump on Tinkercad and make some stuff. So the bottom the bottom I'm not dissatisfied with. It's smooth because I did go in and flatten it out. And if anybody looked at the original mesh, we actually had some errors in the honeycomb because I had put like a layer on the bottom and then we had our honeycomb in the top, and there were some weird gaps in there that were actually causing uh, some of the ugliness. Like if you look through the honeycomb, there was a lot of stringing and kind of ugliness in there. And again, that's not the printer's fault. That's not our slicing settings. That was kind of a crappy mesh that we gave it. So we can't really fault the printer. It was our fault. And you can see these were I did numerous prints, and I just kept stopping them when I would see a problem, so I didn't waste a bunch of filament. Because I think this thing is fairly heavy. I put more infill than I should, because this is like, you could throw this across the room as hard as you possibly could, and it's not going to break. The inner rings don't have the same looks because they were added after you added the honeycomb. Um, I think you're referencing like this outer mesh. I don't agree. If you go look at the base model and pull it into Slicer and look at like the actual polygons, it does have this weird, not perfectly smooth kind of quality to it. I don't think we actually contributed to that at all. I think that was there. That's kind of inherent to the coin that we used for the base of our model. And that's why I just want to start. Same thing with this, like this inner ring here, that smooth curve. We just can't really expect our printer to fix that, or the slicing software to fix that. So we're gonna have to make sure we have a nice, just again like these outside edges. We're gonna make sure we have a nice slope that will actually print nice. Because like I want this to be nice because I'm kind of picky. But also, like I've had a shocking number of people that want to print my maker coin. Uh, I actually had. If any of you guys have seen a guy called A Pyro Design, his wife actually contacted me and wanted. I guess they're doing a project with YouTubers maker coins and stuff, and they wanted me to like send them a file and stuff. So I want to get something that if I do give it out and people print it, that it's actually going to give you something that is a nice finished product. So, like I said, just kind of like looking forward to what we want to do. Uh, I think we're going to make like an entirely new base shape, because if you remember the video, I was kind of on the fence about this overall look with like the ring and the other ring inset and stuff. The artifacts come from the honeycomb mask. Again, I disagree. and I don't mean to be argumentative, but I just disagree. Nothing with the honeycomb at all affects this outside edge. I mean, I could be wrong. I think it's possible. It is possible. So I don't want to say absolutely. So maybe I just shouldn't comment. But one way or the other, we'll get to the bottom of it. I mean, now that I think back, we did have a weird. I don't know. I don't know. We won't comment. There's people in chat for future reference in this video. There's people in chat that are saying the weirdness on these outside edges is from like artifacts from when we subtracted the honeycomb mesh. But if I remember correctly, I'll have to double check this file. I don't think the honeycomb extends outside the perimeter of the coin because I think I fixed that. I could be wrong, but I think I fixed that. And again, you guys wouldn't know that because I did that off stream. But I'm pretty sure that I took a large square, took the center out, and then took the you know what I mean? I did the weird combination of steps to actually just have the honeycomb mesh just inside this inner circle, so it wasn't like interfering with these outer layers. And again, I could be wrong, but I think I did do that on this coin. On this other print, I didn't. I know I didn't on this one, but I think when I went in and addressed a couple issues that I found in the mesh, that I did fix that on this. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So I don't want to say that I disagree with anybody. I shouldn't have said that. That was a little hasty. But either way, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I might have time to do some of it tomorrow because it shouldn't take all that long. I think in an hour or less, we should be able to fix that. And you are right, Andre. Andre's pointing out that in the video, I simply made the coin filled with honeycomb and then cut out the hole. But like I said, I think when I went back in and tweaked some of the problems with the mesh for printing after I printed a couple tests, I think I went in and cut that mesh out of this outer ring so it actually wasn't overlaid in there like it was when you saw in the video. And I could be misremembering because there are several versions of this file now, and I've been kind of flustered today, so I might be misremembering that. But like I said, either way, I think we're going to start fresh. We do have an idea of what we want the final product to look like. I think I'm caving to you guys who liked the design with the N and the B more. I think you're winning me over because I showed this to my wife and we were sitting at the dinner table looking at it. And the more I looked at it, if any of you guys have New Balance sneakers, it kind of looks like a New Balance coin more than a Nillabean coin. So yeah, maybe we will try to do a design that more says Nillabean when you glance at it than it does like just N. N could be anything. This could be like a Nike coin or a New Balance coin. That's what it looks like to me because I have sneakers with like a gray N on the side and it looks just like this. So, damn it. You guys are winning me over with the NB. I think it might have been Aniceto, but at least one of you guys was tweaking this file and sent me copies of it. But I think we should do something that says Nillabean more overtly, or maybe even Nilla. Like I'm okay with Nilla if it's too hard to get Nillabean on there. Kenny said New Balance makes a quality shoe though, nothing to be ashamed of. That's true. I'll give you that. That's true. But I just want to do some tweaking so it comes out like a little bit nicer. This is still a cool piece. There's just something cool about this. Ryan, I will jump in Slack a little bit later tonight. Ryan's telling me that he could show me how to make this in Fusion 360, and I have no doubt. I have no doubt that you could make something nicer in Fusion 360, but after starting with Tinkercad, I wanna finish this project in Tinkercad. Like I said, it's mainly because I know that's one of the go-to utilities for the community because it's so accessible for new people. And in addition to that, like you don't have to be at a computer that has that. And I don't know if Fusion 360 has a web interface or like a Flash-based interface like Tinkercad does. Maybe it does. And I'm just, again, misremembering. But we're going to do whatever it takes to finish this project in Tinkercad. That way, anybody else that wants to throw their own together, they don't really need any complicated tools or to learn a bunch of like complicated software. Uh, but we'll if we can't do it in Tinkercad, I'll gladly do it in Fusion 360 just to finish. But we're gonna try to do it on a web based platform. But I guess that's pretty much it for today. Like I said, this is gonna be a really quick video. I just wanted to give everybody an update because there's like an inordinate amount of interest in Maker coins for some reason. Like I said, I've already had like a shocking number of people like contact me and want the file to print for themselves. So, I mean, that's definitely cool, but I don't know. I don't know why anybody cares about what I'm doing, but I'm glad you guys do. So I appreciate it. But we're going to get a nice coin. We're going to get one that doesn't look like a New Balance coin, and we're going to get one that prints nice because this wouldn't be as bad if you didn't have this like super perfect area in these little insets. But when you have those staring you in the face and you look at the rest of it, you kind of see just how ugly it looks. But when it's all said and done, I'll probably print one of these at maybe even lower than 100 microns. And I'll probably do it with the 0.25 millimeter hot end nozzle. And we'll have the sweetest looking Maker coin you ever seen. But like I said, I do got to run. My wife's going to be home soon. And I got to help put my daughter and stuff to bed. So I guess that's it. Maker coin. Big old Maker coin. It looks nice. Like when I can see my camera over here to the side, it looks nice at this scale, 2 feet away from the camera. It looks great. But when you get up here, like I said, you just have these like kind of layering artifacts from what I thought would be a nice design. But Alex said I should make a TeamSpeak so we can talk with you in streams. I'd be willing to do that. I have plans. Because we're gonna hit 1,000 subs here in the next day or two. So I definitely have to step up my game. I need to get some stuff sorted out. I want to get at least my Twitter sorted out because I've already had a bunch of people that want to show me things, and Twitter's like an easy way to do that, or Instagram, or whatever platform you guys end up wanting me to use. I'm willing to do because I love seeing the stuff you guys print, especially if you're going to be making my Maker coin. I want to see that stuff. So no, I guess I have to take it a little more seriously now that we're getting a sub count that kind of I'm not just some. Well, I'm still some idiot sitting in my basement 3D printing stuff, but if we're gonna have people here looking at stuff and trying to interact with me, I need to make it a little more conducive to those people who want to do that stuff. So definitely gonna do that stuff. Just bear with me. Like I said, I'm just an idiot sitting here in my basement. So be patient. I'll get there. But Maker coins, like I said, that's it for today. I gotta run. Thanks everybody for stopping by. As always, if you're not already subbed, jump on the hype train. We're almost to 1,000. Alex said he tweeted me a picture. I do have a Twitter, even though it's inactive, and I think some of you guys actually listened to me and found it, so that's cool. Kenny asked if I painted the workshop. I most certainly did. Kendrick, is your full name Kendrick, or are you just Kenny? But I most certainly did paint the shop. We got like a gray and orange kind of motif here. I'm full on Prusa fanboy. I never thought I'd be at that point, but it looks like that's the direction things are headed. Do you like Made in Pennsylvania? Yeah. But like I said, I'm lingering like usual. I need to go, or this will end up being like a 3-hour stream like they always end up being. But like I said, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks everybody that's subbed. Anybody that's not subbed, consider it. Osloy asked if I sell those Nintendos on eBay or something. I do. I've been slowly moving them. I used to have many more than this. I think I had 22 at one point. But yeah, I refurbish them. Usually do some minor modifications to them, and I sell them in like bundles with a couple games and controllers and stuff. But I do. I have one to ship tomorrow, actually. But Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm lingering. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys love, checking me out and stuff. So maybe tomorrow evening I'll try to jump on for an hour or so and start fixing this file up. If not tomorrow, for sure Tuesday. So keep an eye out. Like I said, now that we're up gonna cross like 1,000 subs, I need to straighten things out a little bit. So I'm gonna try to start like scheduling streams. I know that's something like people get frustrated with. Like like it seems like Macy just joined us, and like I know some of you guys, like, you end up coming in and I'm like just leaving, or like you pop on my channel and I've streamed and it didn't tell you. We'll try to like, there's some growing pains, but we'll get a schedule worked out. We'll handle this like professionals moving forward. Just bear with me. But yeah, thanks guys. Love it, and I'll see you next time.